So who's here to kick off the month of November for us? Bond. James Bond. Spectre. That's Spectre is the latest upcoming movie coming out this Friday, and it's the latest James Bond movie, the entries of James Bond films. So stars Daniel Craig as 007. James Bond, he's the man. He's the man, he killed in his movie, but is the movie good? I will say the movie is enjoyable. There are good parts, there are bad parts, there are parts where you're kind of like, I call bullshit on that. Bullshit. Call bullshit on it. But you still kind of roll with it. You still enjoy the movie for what it is. It still is a decent entry in the James Bond franchise, so it's a good job. Now, I will say off the bat that I don't think it's as good as Skyfall, but I will say it was better than Quantum of Sailing, so there that goes. That being said, looking to the pros and cons, why I believe that you need to go check out James Bond Spectre. It comes out in theaters this Friday. Here's what you need to know about the movie without spoilers. First of all, the easy part of the movie is the plot. Without spoiling it, pretty much you got Daniel Craig and James Bond. He's coming back again for his James Bond kick-assery. He's here to track down this evil organization known as Spectre from doing things that are gonna do things that's gonna take over the world and shit. You've seen that plot before. Pretty much Spectre is like Hydra for the James Bond universe, and that is literally the plot of the movie, guys. So there are a few deeper plot points in it, but the bare bones of it is that you got James Bond, you got to hunt down Hydra, and that's what he's gonna do in this movie. Acting in the movie, like I said, Daniel Craig, man, he's still James Bond. He still kills it, man. He's still just beating bad guys up with the best of them. The movie feels really refreshing because it's just like there hasn't been a James Bond movie since Skyfall came out like a couple years ago. So when this movie kicks off, you know, it's got the James Bond theme playing and shit, you know, it's all like da-da-da-da, da-da-da, kapow. You know what I'm talking about. So it is cool to get that feeling of, oh yeah, James Bond, super spy, we're gonna see that again. Awesome. The unfortunate, but the con to that is that James Bond Spectre is a spy movie, but it is the like last spy movie in a slew of spy movies that have come out this year. So it kind of feels a little bit like one of the many. And I know the James Bond franchise is unique, people love it and shit like that, but I will say that there are parts in the movie where I was just like, I've seen that done in other movies and I've seen it done better. James Bond. Action in the movie was actually pretty good, I will say. There's not a lot of action in the movie, but the action that are in it they're pretty intense. Now you got a car chase scene, one car chase scene with James Bond in that kick-ass, whatever car that is awesome as shit. I want it. And the scene you saw in the trailer, that was good. It was a nice little chase scene in that movie, but there are things about that chase scene, I'm not going to get into it, that you're going to be like, oh man, I'm disappointed. James Bond kicking ass and shit and fighting people, that's awesome too. When he's snapping neck and just beating ass, that's cool too to see. The thing I'll say about the action is that while there are not a lot of action scenes, some of the action scenes are kind of a little anticlimactic in parts. Right, what I mean by that is just like, okay, the action is going down, you're like, okay, I'm on the edge of my seat, and then it just ends. You're like, okay, it's over. But another thing I'm going to say real quick is that I feel like this movie is probably the most humorous of the Daniel Craig James Bond. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I have noticed that there's like a lot of humorous and jokes in this movie. A lot of people in the movie theater were laughing a lot in this movie. Be a comedic dialogue or a comedic situation or whatever happens, just like a lot of people were laughing. It was just like, that's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it kind of takes away from the seriousness that Daniel Craig brings to this James Bond franchise. Just a little note. Whatever. At the end of the day, guys, we'll say that James Bond Spectre is a decent, enjoyable movie. It's got flaws for sure. Something you're gonna call bullshit on, like, oh wow, that gun, that little 9mm hand cannon, it's got insane range. It's got the range of a sniper rifle. My god. And the ending of the movie, I will say, is pretty much straight up Die Hard 3's ending. Watch that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Action in the movie was pretty decent for the action scenes that were happening. You will enjoy it for what it is. Not a mind-blowingly awesome movie, but a good movie to kick off November. So I will say that James Bond Spectre gets a 7 out of 10, which is worth seeing at matinee. Right, while the kids are going to go see Peanuts, you go see Spectre, and everybody will be happy. I'm just saying. So Spectre, what do you think about it? You're going to see it this weekend when it comes out in theater. What do you think? Put in the comment section. Let me know. Let's talk about James Bond Spectre. And remember, guys, subscribe. Until next time.